Hi everyone, so this is Sean from Time and Talk. Today's video is going to be about tank watches and the Cartier Tank Must. So first of all, I have obviously been interested in the Tank Must for a while, and the Solar was originally supposed to be released in September. So maybe like you, I've been checking up on it and it still hasn't seemed to have surfaced, and it's not available on the Cartier website. When you search on the internet, nothing seems to come up really, and you don't really see reviews of it on YouTube or pictures of it about and things like that, even though there are people with this watch on their wrist. So I've read the Hodinkee article on A Week on the Wrist, which is a common article on watches that have been just released, what they like to wear. And in the comments underneath, one comment in particular said they'd heard from the Cartier boutique that the release date had been delayed until January. Actually, I think this was someone commented on a previous video this, so someone let me know this in the comments. And then also on the Hodinkee article, it said that someone had been told by the Cartier boutique that it had been cancelled. It was not going to be released now. And I've read a couple of things on forums that talk about delays to production, or possible even indefinite delays to production or cancellations of the watch. And in terms of this, the reason I'm really making this video is if anyone could shed some light on this. Does anyone know what the situation is with the Tank Must Solar and why it might be as well? Obviously we can speculate, maybe it's something to do with the cost of producing the watches, maybe they can't source a particular part, or maybe it's just a case of production delays. COVID's caused a lot of that sort of thing. And it is interesting because it does bring to mind the idea that when the Tank Must was first released, I was thinking more of getting the quartz, because better the devil you know in terms of the technology and stuff, and I'd be able to at home change the battery myself. Would I have to send it back to Cartier with the Solar? I'm not saying I've been vindicated obviously, because I haven't, but if you could shed some light on this, then that would be amazing. And it's an interesting one because it was a really hyped up release, and people are still waiting for it, and some people have been getting it. I mean, I saw a post on a forum this week, and some guys went into a boutique and they rang him the next day and said they had one in stock. So people are getting them, but nowhere near the numbers I imagine that Cartier would have expected and wanted. And the second thing is, I've actually bought a tank. So as it says in the title of the video, it's a not Cartier tank. So on eBay I found this watch, and I wanted to get a bit of an experience on like what it's like to wear a tank and what it feels like, and if I do want to pull a trigger in that sense on the Cartier. So I think it looks great. I'm really liking it at this point, and it's interesting that this is smaller than I expected it to be. I don't think the dimensions were listed. I bought it on eBay. It's a vintage Sarkar tank. I'll put a picture on the screen. It's Swiss made, it's manual winding, and the dimensions are 22 by 30 and 8mm thick. So it's a lady's size. Ladies size, depending on what you think that means. This is the equivalent of the small Cartier tank. So it opens up options as well if you like this one, because if you're willing to stomach this size, then you can cut the price of the purchases that you make. For example, a Tank Louis in this size is £2,000 cheaper than the large Tank Louis. So I'll make a video on this, but I mean, it raises an interesting point about like homage watches and things like that. I've never liked homage watches personally, but this is clearly an homage to a tank. And whether they are a kind of stepping stone to certain watches, and whether they give you the experience of wearing that watch on your wrist and things like that. So tell me what you think of this watch. Let me know if you know anything about the Cartier Tank and its release date, the Tank Must Solar. And thanks very much for watching. Just a quick video, and I'll make a video about this new watch in the coming days. Thanks very much. Bye bye.